inexperience. Loss of control. When these two things come together, what do you think happens next? Comment #shown if you want to see some of the most unbelievable machinery disasters ever caught on camera. A tense incident occurred at the construction site on Monday evening. Maintaining balance on the boat is a real challenge. Just one small mistake can have big consequences. I'm glad everyone is safe. Precision and control in every slippery moment.
Может, это вылетное видео?
Snow and ice are not the limit. With its powerful drivetrain and superior traction, the off-road machine pulled two heavy CAM-AZ trucks through the brutal terrain and safely back on the road. Even a small mistake can cause millions of dollars in damage. The incident appears to have resulted from a coordination and observation error, with visibility between the devices being obstructed during operation. This quickly escalated from a simple door slamming into a runaway trailer. The snow turned every action into a battle. Loading a bulldozer in these conditions required skill, patience, and perhaps a bit of luck. The caterpillar crawler excavator became deeply stuck in the mud, almost completely buried, turning into a real disaster for the rental company. Rescuing this heavy machine was no simple task, requiring specialized techniques and equipment. This was a costly lesson about the risks of operating heavy machinery in hazardous terrain. This proves that even when you're not driving on the road, you're not safe. If you're still watching this far, the video probably deserves a like already. Applying full braking pressure isn't always the right option. The field had become a trap. A sudden area of weak soil held the tractor firmly in place in the middle of the cornfield, forcing the team to mobilize another tractor to rescue it. With this level of risk, there should have been a qualified supervisor overseeing the entire operation. However, the rice harvester had been running non-stop for hours, and the engine quickly overheated under the extreme workload. Suddenly, smoke started pouring out from the engine compartment and the body of the machine, a costly reminder of the fire hazard when heavy machinery is pushed beyond its limits. Everything seemed to be going smoothly, but then, the truck suddenly lost balance and rolled over, leaving everyone in complete shock. This is every forestry operator's worst nightmare. The John Deere 1110E was buried deep in thick mud in the middle of a logging forest. Only the help of a creatively built custom machine gave it a chance to escape the swamp. Turning around seemed simple until reality hit. Precision in every cut. The Nextrencher D250 can dig trenches up to 31 inches deep and 4.7, 9.8 inches wide, while allowing flexible adjustments to quickly and accurately connect secondary trenches. No mistakes are allowed, yet they make it look effortless, true mastery at work. This is what happens when an excavator operator works carelessly. Lava and heavy machinery were never meant to be ideal partners, a truly fiery journey, quite literally. The KHTZT-150K got stuck once again and had to rely on a Belarus tractor for assistance. However, this recovery was far from simple, as the machine was being pulled backward. If the tow cable failed, the situation could turn dangerous in seconds. Everything was going according to plan until the two cranes suddenly became unstable while lifting the bridge structure. Even the most experienced operators never saw this situation coming. Freezing temperatures and dangerous ice created the perfect recipe for disaster. But these skilled professionals overcame every challenge with their TDT 5.5. Their skill and determination were truly impressive as they completed the job in such brutal conditions.
Толкач вон он идет вместе. Он свободный, он помогает сучкам. Вот он ему показал, рукой махнул.
In this high-pressure test, the 58,000-pound truck was deliberately put into a loss-of-control situation to demonstrate the effectiveness of the emergency rescue system. Small mistakes can sometimes come at a very high cost. When handling heavy load equipment, caution and experience are absolutely essential. Using reliable machines like the Vazquez Michoacan crane helps minimize risks and improve efficiency in every lifting and recovery operation. They managed to pull the cab out of the mud, but at that exact moment, the trailer started sinking even deeper. What seemed like a completed recovery suddenly turned into a real battle against the muddy terrain. The mud quickly turned the field into a giant trap. The tractor sank deep up to its axles, each rotation only causing it to sink further. Now, all hope rested on the fellow tractor preparing to join the rescue. Nature always knows how to create scenes that amaze people. A serious incident occurred in Ponguipuli when the last carriage of a timber transport train unexpectedly overturned while in transit. The incident serves as a stark reminder of the importance of thorough technical inspections and strict adherence to safety procedures in the forestry transport industry. Work smarter. Proper orientation and load distribution are key to any rescue operation. With its extremely high-strength cable and the power of the lever dumper, the entire system remains stable, even on slippery, muddy surfaces. Heavy load, steep slope. When the towing capacity reaches its limit, the Fuso Gobrak is deployed to assist in getting the truck up the dangerous slope. The DHP-200 FC700 is a high-capacity crusher specializing in processing rock, gravel, and ore in construction and mining projects. Its robust design ensures fast, uniform crushing of materials and reduces operating costs. Construction sites always harbor unpredictable risks, and this incident serves as a clear reminder that even a moment of carelessness can lead to serious consequences. Power alone is not enough. When mud swallows up the wheel's grip, even the John Deere 6930P cannot continue its journey. A reminder that terrain is always the most formidable opponent of agricultural machinery. Taking a corner at an inappropriate speed, combined with improper steering, caused the vehicle to lose stability while in motion. Amidst the freezing snow and waterlogged terrain, the John Deere 1110E continued its relentless work. The heavy load behind it did not prevent the machine from conquering every meter of slippery road in the winter forest. This truck faces an extreme challenge on muddy terrain. The wheels spin, mud splashes everywhere as it attempts to navigate the muddy road. Every meter moved is a battle against the mud, demanding engine power and masterful driving skills. A dramatic attempt to conquer the harsh terrain. A rig system with a 35-to-1 mechanical advantage was set up to efficiently pull up tree stumps. With the support of a compact 1.8 horsepower tractor, this system maximizes traction, making it easy to uproot trees. This is a testament to the power of engineering and mechanics in tackling difficult tasks. Horsepower, ready to conquer any challenge. But amidst the muddy trails of the wild jungle, the Belarus 1221 faces its most formidable opponent, the terrain. Every turn of the wheels, every meter of road gained, is the result of strength, skill, and unwavering perseverance. This is not just about strength. It's a combination of experience, precision, and mastery of the machinery, where every movement must be calculated to rescue the KAMAZ from the deep mud.
Это я уже видел.
Strength is only part of the story. On this challenging jungle trail, traction and driving skills are the deciding factors for success or failure. Heavy snow, slippery roads. Dashcam footage captured the moment the tractor-trailer lost traction and veered into the snowdrift on westbound 180, creating a tense situation amidst harsh weather conditions. In just seconds, the massive harvesting machine tipped over on the side of the road. The exact cause has not yet been determined, but this incident shows that even a small operational error can lead to serious consequences. What happened to the tractor trailer on I-95 inches Norwalk? This is the result of experience and skill. On a muddy and slippery forest road, the driver handled the difficult curve perfectly, ensuring the safety of both the vehicle and the load behind it.
Charge, ça va être temps.
A challenge for the best. Weighing in at 300 tons, navigating the massive turbine through the narrow streets of signs required precise steering maneuvers to overcome all limitations of space and terrain. The incident couldn't stop the driver from completing his journey. Not a confrontation, but a collaboration. A European truck gets stuck in the mud and needs the towing power of an Asian truck, creating an impressive rescue between two machines born from different industrial backgrounds. An incredible design. Hong Kong's new fireboat can right itself after capsizing, further demonstrating the engineering prowess of Taiwan's shipbuilding industry. Jessistroner gripped the steering wheel tightly, but things didn't seem to be going according to plan. A moment of loss of control sent the wheels veering off course, forcing him to try and regain control. Despite his efforts, the steering remained off track, leaving him in a challenging situation on his journey. Wheels sink deep into mud. After prolonged rains, many cornfields became muddy and inaccessible. Despite this, John Deere 6,850 corn choppers, along with Fend 720 Vario and JCB Fastrack 8,250 tractors, were still mobilized to harvest and transport the crop. Mud clung to the wheels, significantly reducing traction, but the machines persevered, moving tons of corn out of the fields. During harsh winter weather conditions, a traffic incident occurred on Interstate 80 between Altoona and Des Moines in December 2019, causing disruptions to the route for several hours. It was no simple task. The 50-ton Ivanovo crane had fallen into a ditch, forcing the rescue team to deploy 2 large cranes to carry out a rescue operation that required strength, skill, and perfect coordination. Subscribe to our channel to continue following more exciting moments. This truck is a true monster, possessing insane power. The drivers are pushing its limits, providing an exhilarating experience to watch. A container dangles precariously from the roof of a vehicle. This unexpected sight raises questions about the driver's safety and control. Was the driver aware of the situation, and would the container have remained stable throughout the journey? This is certainly a noteworthy sight on the streets of Manaus. Massive scale. Performance on another level. John Deere X 91100, Nexat, and Class Lexion 8900 simultaneously entered the rapeseed field, creating a breathtaking harvest. The ultra-wide harvesting heads, impressive processing speed, and continuous operation capabilities transformed the vast field into a modern, mechanized construction site. This wasn't just a simple bogged-down incident. When the 2.6-ton concrete mixer completely lost traction on the soft ground, the rescue operation quickly became a technical problem requiring careful planning at every step. The excavator driver used the excavator's hydraulic grab bucket to easily crush the car. The impact was immense. This scene clearly demonstrates the capability and power of machinery in handling solid objects, creating a striking image. Hundreds of horsepower, but the mud won. The Case IH 8010 combine harvester unexpectedly got stuck in the mud in the middle of the field. Will it be able to get back to work? Bold risks. Unexpected challenges. If you had only one chance to escape the mud, would you make it out? Comment 1 if you love dramatic mud recoveries and incredible driving skills. Even a 3-2-ton crane couldn't rescue this situation. A minor technical error. Hot sand, huge load. But with the Kenworth 963, every movement remains perfectly controlled amidst the harsh desert conditions. Excavators are true monsters of power. For these massive machines, crushing or tossing a car happens in seconds.
Yeah! Oh! Oh! Oh!
A tense crash test for school buses. Just one small mistake can lead to serious consequences. No longer usable, the scrap vehicles are crushed under the buckets of giant excavators, quickly turning into piles of twisted metal before being taken to recycling yards. Don't be complacent. Regular vehicle inspections can help you avoid dangerous incidents. Just one mistake during the rescue operation caused both vehicles to overturn. Heavy-duty rescue operations require not only strength, but also meticulous planning. A tense, controlled collapse at the port of Valparaiso, Chile. A skillful maneuver by the driver avoided an accident on the road. A fierce fire broke out from a giant Belize dump truck at the Costamuxia quarry in 2012. Fortunately, firefighters responded promptly and quickly brought the blaze under control before it turned into a serious disaster. It's a lesson in driving on wet roads and a clear warning about the dangers involved. It reminds us to slow down, stay alert, and drive with caution. A rare incident has just occurred at the Zarita power plant. Extreme Terrain, the latest Russian truck, takes on one tough challenge after another, proving its powerful engine, exceptional durability, and ability to conquer almost any obstacle in its path. A powerful reminder that drivers must stay focused and alert at all times, no matter the situation. The semi-truck suddenly lost control and rolled over while moving. Never underestimate the importance of checking your brake system. It was tense. The driver displayed incredible composure and excellent handling skills to keep the trailer from flipping over on I-25 near Wyoming. The crane looked almost invincible, but just one weak point in the cable was enough to destabilize the entire system, and if it snapped, everything could collapse completely. An incredibly smooth maneuver. It's clear this operator has years of experience, controlling the machine with remarkable precision and confidence. The Kenworth T404 SAR was deeply bogged down in thick mud. Even after a bulldozer tried to pull it free, the recovery chain suddenly snapped, sending the truck sliding backward in a heart-stopping moment. Fortunately, the machine escaped with little to no damage, almost as if it had been saved by a miracle at the very last second. When things get tough, a true operator doesn't walk away. This is exactly why. The Scania 113 is a true legend of the road. Despite constantly losing traction on the muddy slope, its engine kept roaring as the truck fought its way forward, conquering the challenging climb 1 meter at a time. If you were in that situation, how would you handle it? This is indeed a spectacular way to lose your driver's license. After only 1 month of use, the vehicle was severely damaged. The driver's irresponsibility and carelessness not only destroyed the machine, but also put everyone around in danger. This giant is a monster. The Valtra forestry truck struggled through the deep mud, with a trailer loaded with heavy logs behind it. The wheels spun desperately, and every meter forward was a real battle between the machine's power and the mud. Things quickly spiraled out of control when the tower crane dropped the excavator down the tunnel elevator shaft due to a lifting mechanism malfunction. A rigorous crash test for the road barrier system. The Mitsubishi MTE 2000D went head-to-head with the CIS in a tense showdown. The engines roared, the wheels constantly gripping the ground as both machines tackled challenging terrain to prove their true power and durability. But in the end, only one machine could prevail. How would you react if you suddenly encountered such a dangerous situation in the middle of the highway? In Fairmont, Minnesota, a train carrying ethanol derailed violently, tearing sections of track off the ground. The incident serves as a stark warning about the importance of safety and technical inspections in the railroad industry. The Valtra forestry truck was buried deep in thick mud along a flooded forest road. The enormous load of timber behind it made each turn of the wheels a real battle against the slippery terrain. Harsh weather caused the Route 200 express bus to become stuck in thick snow. But amidst the extreme cold, the scene became a clear testament to teamwork and mutual support. Subscribe to the channel to continue watching skillful and amazing transport maneuvers. Due to the oversized load and the harsh terrain, the trailer's front end tilted, but that didn't hinder the work. It only took a few minutes to pull the logs onto a level surface. While turning around on a narrow mountain road, the trailer unexpectedly skidded and was dragged to the edge of a cliff. The treacherous terrain and a small mistake in driving caused the vehicle to become stuck in an extremely dangerous situation. What happens if your car isn't regularly serviced? Watch the whole video to find out. A breathtaking drama, the nearly 150-ton Tata 1.8 tire truck was stuck for 48 hours while trying to navigate a dangerously narrow curve. Its enormous size made any attempt to control it almost hopeless. But in the end, it was the solidarity and never-give-up spirit of the local people that helped the giant machine escape the seemingly impossible challenge. Always exercise caution when driving in bad weather to ensure your safety and the safety of those around you. Deep in the snow-covered winter forest, the Timberjack 810B powerfully transports massive logs. Frozen mud, slippery terrain, and heavy loads make each trip a real challenge for this forestry machine. An unexpected incident. The lack of driving skill here is painfully obvious. The moment M88 pulled the head out of the sand was truly tense. But when the CTIS system switched to sand, snow mode, the machine gradually regained traction and continued its journey steadily, turning the pressure into relief on the harsh terrain.
I guess for as many times as we've recovered y'all's stuff.
The bulldozer attempted to climb onto the truck bed, but even a small mistake could quickly send everything spiraling out of control.
Ёб твою мать, Ванюша, пиздец.
The MTZ-8 was struggling to maintain traction on the gravelly slope, its tires spinning unnecessarily and kicking up dirt everywhere. This required a practical solution, redistributing the load and reducing tire pressure for better grip. The Ural proves that it was born to conquer the most extreme challenges. Breaking all limits, no wall is strong enough to stop a determined tractor. Heavy snow and icy roads caused a massive chain reaction collision. Many vehicles, from police cars and buses to trucks and snowplows, were caught in the chaos, bringing traffic to a complete standstill. The Kamaz truck got stuck deep in a ditch and couldn't get out on its own. Ultimately, it had to rely on the powerful pulling force of a bulldozer to get it back onto the road. This small truck is struggling to pull the heavy log out. Despite facing considerable difficulties, it ultimately completed the task impressively. A breathtaking moment when a heavy package nearly fell off the truck. Luckily, disaster was averted just in time. The multi-million-dollar yacht unexpectedly capsized off its trailer while being transported through Lake of the
Here they
Ozarks
go.
State Park.
It's moving. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Thick snow covered the road. The huge mail truck began to skid and roll sideways on the winding mountain road, where even a small mistake could lead to disaster. The powerful Brack T26, a trenching machine, crushes rough, rocky terrain and challenging deep trenches. Each cut through the earth and rock demonstrates the incredible power of this machine, like a true warrior conquering every obstacle in its path. mud strikes again, and this time, a New Holland CS6050 is stuck in the middle of a rice field during harvest. The machine's massive weight causes the wheels to sink deeper with every attempt to power out, turning a routine harvest into a tense recovery operation. Transporting the XCMG XR220D drilling rig from Zamnua to Udomse was a truly enormous challenge. Its massive size and heavy load meant that every curve and every meter of track required precise calculations and highly experienced handling skills. It's hard to believe that the bridge, having stood for so many years, had almost no reinforcing steel within the concrete. Under the force of heavy machinery, sections of the structure quickly crumbled and collapsed, revealing the weakness of what seemed like a very sturdy construction. The tractor disappeared beneath the water in an instant. Fortunately, the operator had left the cabin just in time. It then took the rescue team hours, using tow cables and heavy equipment, to retrieve the machine from the lake. Besides that, the Ursus C330 only has 30 horsepower, but it can tow 2 heavily loaded trailers without any difficulty. A true tyrant in the potato field, making anyone who sees it nod in admiration. Traction is almost gone. The K701 and MTZ82 are called in to recover a machine stranded in the middle of the field. Meter by meter, the multi-ton machine begins to move, slowly breaking free from the mud trap. The ground conditions were worse than expected. The Komatsu quickly lost traction and got stuck in the muddy soil, turning a routine leveling job into a tense battle with the mire. Deep mud, the timeless enemy of every operator, and today is no exception. The New Holland T7000, 270 inches forward, one small step at a time. Power alone is not enough. In deep mud, skill is what decides everything. If hundreds of horsepower were trapped in thick mud, could you take back control? Comment 1 if you want to witness dramatic mud recoveries and incredible tractor driving skills. Even a single error in load calculations can change the entire situation. A tense situation on the highway occurred simply because of a moment of driver inattention. This is one of the largest harvesting machines in the field, but massive size also means enormous pressure on the ground. Across rain-soaked farmland, every movement becomes a real challenge. A loud explosion rang out right in the middle of a bend on High Van Pass. The tractor-trailer carrying the excavator lost its balance for a moment, but thanks to the driver's calmness and careful handling, the vehicle remained safely under control on the dangerous stretch of road.
Rồi bây giờ sẽ rẽ xuống cái đoạn bằng phía dưới kia để cứu hộ các bạn nhé. Wow. Chiếc máy múc khá là to luôn này các bạn này.
Behind every safe timber haul are hours of hard work on challenging roads. Mud, steep slopes, and treacherous terrain are always present. But it is precisely these challenges that make forestry a memorable and proud profession. The thick smoke caused traffic chaos. Shortly after, authorities arrived at the scene to handle the violations and restore traffic flow on the road. In a high-speed crash test, a 10,000-pound vehicle collides with a single dipped ramp barrier. Huge, powerful, and imposing. The Massey Ferguson 8737 uses its full strength to pull the heavy truck out of soft ground, proving why it's considered one of the most impressive machines in the field. A simple idea, a broken log, but the farmer refused to give up. With persistence and a little creativity, the tractor finally broke free from the thick mud that had trapped it in the middle of the field. This is where these forestry machines demonstrate their value. Amidst mud, melting snow, and rough terrain, the Kockums SMV-21S maintains consistent traction to complete its timber transport mission. The cables are held perfectly taut. KAMAZ precisely controls the pulling force. As a result, the crane is lowered stably,
Что Серега-то не сдаёт?
minimizing vibration and completing the job safely and professionally. The road was too narrow, the car was too long, but the driver handled it perfectly, a skillful maneuver worthy of admiration. The bulldozer sank deep into the mud after just a few inaccurate maneuvers. Instead of getting the job done, the site quickly turned into a veritable mess. Sometimes, the power of machinery alone is not enough if there is a lack of operating experience. Behind it lay tons of timber. Ahead lay a muddy and waterlogged road. Every turn of the wheels was a battle against the terrain. But the Belarus MTZ 1221.2 relentlessly pressed forward, demonstrating the prowess of a true forestry machine. One small mistake, a field that was too soft, and the giant harvesting machine got stuck in a sea of mud, setting the stage for a tense rescue operation right in the middle of the harvest season. Sure, sometimes even the most powerful machines cannot overcome the force of nature. The heavy John Deere tractor became trapped in deep mud and could no longer free itself. No matter how impressive the machine's power was, it still needed outside assistance to escape the situation. It became a true test of driving skill and off-road recovery ability. Mud shows no mercy for even the smallest mistakes. The John Deere slowly sank deeper into the soft ground until it completely lost the ability to move on its own, beginning a difficult and dramatic recovery operation. Tons of watermelons were ready to leave the field, but the mud had other plans. The truck got stuck in the middle of the field, setting the stage for a tense rescue operation right in the middle of harvest season.
¿Listos? Ahí va. Ahí va, ahí va.
The mud was almost halfway up the wheels. Water splashed everywhere. Yet the Ural persevered, overcoming the obstacle, demonstrating why this vehicle is always highly regarded in the harshest conditions. With the ability to handle tree trunks up to 70 centimeters in diameter and heavy loads, the machine optimizes large-scale logging processes, ensuring high efficiency on any challenging terrain. The Mercy 3836 logging machine is specifically designed for cutting and transporting timber in dense forests. Operating a massive machine like the K701 always demands experience and intense concentration. When the mud engulfs the wheels all the way to the chassis, even the engine's power is put to the test. Just one wrong decision could make the rescue costly and prolong it for hours. This is why the Caterpillar D6 is trusted in large-scale land reclamation projects. From bushes and tree stumps to thick layers of soil, everything is handled powerfully and precisely, a machine born to conquer the toughest jobs. Would you like to operate this machine? Leave a comment below. The road to New Chakan is not for the faint of heart. Muddy terrain, potholes, and nearly impassable stretches of road await. Only experienced drivers with unwavering determination can navigate this challenging journey. Freezing temperatures, frozen wood, snow cover, perfect conditions for disaster. But these men with their TDT-55 machine overcame every challenge and completed the job brilliantly. Their skill and determination are truly amazing.
О, ничего там задом не пойдет. И тем более еще и медленно. О, тут дубы. Ага, подвигает. Правильно, чтобы не мешалось.
The mud clung tightly to the machine, but the tractor trailer persevered, moving forward meter by meter, dragging the enormous logs behind it. Its strength and endurance were truly astonishing. Powerful, precise, and incredibly durable. The Vermeer RTX 1250i2 easily handles demanding grooving tasks, delivering high performance even in harsh working conditions. Zeter 12045 is facing a formidable opponent, a tree stump deeply embedded in the ground. The engine roars, the tracks are taut, and relentless force is applied to the earth. Every centimeter is fought until the last root gives way to the machine's power. The Massey Ferguson 255 isn't the ideal choice for logging, but that hasn't stopped some people from trying. With heavy loads and challenging terrain, every maneuver carries inherent risks. Will this tractor handle the task, or will it fail?
Emi kalktır.
Amidst the harsh cold of Yakutia, every meter of road reclaimed was achieved through immense effort and perseverance. Equipment malfunctioned, ice and snow hampered all efforts, but the rescue team continued working tirelessly. The final result is a testament to the admirable resilience and determination of humanity in the face of harsh nature.
Блин, жесть.
What seemed like just a small puddle of mud quickly turned into a real trap. The excavator was stuck so deep that it couldn't get out on its own, forcing the operating team to mobilize specialized equipment for the rescue. All eyes were on that decisive moment. The versatile 2425, one of the most powerful four-wheel tractors, plunged into muddy ground and quickly became bogged down. As the wheels lost traction, even its immense power wasn't enough to pull the machine out of the mud. The engine roared. Mud splattered everywhere. The machine struggled relentlessly to escape the thick mud, while the wheel tracks sank deeper and deeper. It seemed like a dead end, but the driver's experience and perseverance resulted in an impressive escape from the mire. Mud can turn an ordinary job into a real challenge at any moment. The sprayer lost traction and was quickly trapped in place. Then, a violent jolt during the recovery forced everyone to inspect the entire structure of the machine again.
Oh my god.
Just a small error in the lifting angle. The truck immediately lost balance and tilted sharply to one side, demonstrating why all operations with heavy machinery require absolute precision. Muddy terrain always finds a way to bring even the most powerful machines to a halt. The John Deere got stuck in the middle of the field when its traction almost completely disappeared, a costly lesson in route selection and assessing ground conditions. Climb a few meters, slide a few meters. The logging truck continuously struggled with the muddy slope, while tons of wood behind it relentlessly pulled it back down to the bottom. This was a real test for both the machinery and the operator.
Hey!
Thousands of peanut plants are harvested every hour. With the help of specialized machinery, rows of peanuts are pulled up and neatly arranged in the field, demonstrating the incredible efficiency of modern agriculture in Georgia. This would have been a nightmare for the tractor driver. He escaped the machine just in time, But it took the rescue team a day to pull the tractor out of the lake. Wow, the Kenworth T800 is operating in Las Bomas, conquering rough terrain with outstanding performance. In Manus County, a smart tomato harvester can process up to 100 acres of land per day, equivalent to the capacity of 150 manual laborers. This machine is revolutionizing the way farmers harvest, making it faster, more efficient, and more accurate. A fantastic machine. Unfortunately, maintenance doesn't seem to have been done properly. Even the harshest weather couldn't break the team's spirit as the powerful tractors roared to life, pulling the stuck Scania truck out of the treacherous ditch. A sharp turn requires decisiveness and quick thinking from the driver. While not perfect, there was no damage or failure. The driver demonstrated intelligence, always checking the route before continuing the journey. The workers are toiling in harsh conditions, cutting down trees, building trails, and laying cables. The work is arduous but important, gradually creating connections and expanding space. Every effort contributes to infrastructure development, bringing a sense of pride. It's impressive to see the Massey Ferguson 520 combine harvester operating powerfully in a vast field. The powerful engine combined with an advanced harvesting system increases productivity, saving time and effort for farmers during the busy harvest season. Nordana Sky has officially been launched. With its advanced EcoBox design and a length of 122.5 meters, the vessel offers an impressive combination of operational efficiency and environmental sustainability. It's impressive to see this small clover baling machine in such powerful operation. High efficiency, fast and neat operation, the machine offers great convenience in preparing feed for livestock in large fields. always check your rear view mirror. A moment of carelessness on your part could be disastrous for others. The Bandit SG-75 stump grinder is powerful and quickly handles tough tree stumps. With its superior design, the machine saves time and effort, delivering high efficiency in timber harvesting. Unable to move, the mud trapped the combine harvester at the edge of the field. However, the GERM 962 4x4 quickly appeared. With its powerful traction and impressive grip, the machine slowly brought the combine harvester back to safety on the road, turning a tense situation into a spectacular rescue. The thick smoke and dust made visibility almost completely disappear. The rescue plan did not go as expected. After only a few minutes, both tractors were stuck in the sea of mud. Thick smoke billowed from the Cat 320B. This indicated the machine had been working continuously under immense pressure. Most importantly, the operator escaped safely before the situation escalated. A powerful machine, unpredictable terrain. The New Holland quickly got stuck on the way out, demonstrating that in the world of heavy machinery, experience is always an irreplaceable factor. An impressive display of traction, endurance, and tireless work ethic. Forest roads after the rain are always a real challenge for heavy timber trucks. This Volvo got stuck deep in soft mud while transporting a large load, bringing the entire journey to a halt. After several unsuccessful attempts, a specialized tow truck was dispatched to the scene and finally managed to pull the vehicle out of the mud. Dozens of tons of steel were trapped in a sea of mud. The Caterpillar D10 roared as it pulled the dump truck out of the swamp, creating a tense moment that no one on site could look away from. The mud had nearly swallowed the 70-ton dump truck whole, but with the raw power of the D10 bulldozer, the high-pressure recovery operation finally began to show signs of hope. Mud shows no mercy. Only the brave make it through. If you had to choose between giving up and fighting your way out of the mud, which would you choose? Comment Hassan if you love epic mud recoveries and incredible tractor driving skills. The mud had given them the advantage. The case IH 7088 was stuck in the field, forcing the tractor to get involved. Now it all depended on the tractor's pulling power and the operator's skill. The log set 6F truck, fully loaded with timber, struggled in the mud, seemingly on the verge of being swallowed up by the harsh conditions. Its 1.4-ton weight only exacerbated the situation as the wheels sank deeper into the soft soil. With its 130 kilowatts engine and unwavering determination, the Logset 6F finally broke free, overcoming the challenges of nature. The driver was very brave. The Ural is very durable and reliable. Locals say that although the job involves extremely high dangers, the pay often doesn't fully reflect the life or death risks involved. It's a nightmare for anyone working in logistics. What happened? The New Holland CR 9080 suddenly burst into flames, with bright red fire and thick black smoke engulfing the entire area. Firefighters arrived immediately and worked urgently to control the blaze in a dangerous situation. A thorough pre-operation check can prevent a major incident. The cabin looked completely destroyed, but seeing the fuel tank intact after falling from a height of 5 stories is truly an impressive feat of engineering. Strength isn't the issue. What's missing is a sound rescue strategy. If the beam is positioned correctly, the chains are secured precisely, and the pulling force is applied from the right angle, a single chain can free the entire system. It was not an easy journey. The MTZ 892 constantly shook on the muddy road, towing its makeshift trailer behind it. Despite the harsh working conditions, everything operated impressively. just hearing the sound was enough to feel the power. The K700 roared, its turbocharger hissing as it towed two Tatra 813s behind it, a powerful display of mechanical prowess. Looking at that flip, it's hard to believe that such a powerful machine could encounter such a situation. Sometimes the terrain isn't the biggest problem. The Chevy 4X4 got stuck in the mud after attempting to cross a flooded area instead of taking a safer route. The result was a complex rescue operation involving multiple machines. Don't let size fool you. These tractors can conquer rough forest roads and challenging slopes with incredible efficiency. Their towing capacity and durability are their greatest strengths. The mud had won. The Belarus 1221 completely lost traction and was stuck in the swamp. Each acceleration only caused the wheels to sink deeper into the thick, viscous mud. If you enjoyed these giant machines, please support the video with a like. This is exactly what the operators don't want to see. The rescue tractor, having just reached the scene, sank into the soft ground. Now, instead of one, there are two machines stuck on the water's edge. The machine itself is fine. The challenge lies in harnessing the traction. Amidst mud and limited grip, the operator's experience is sometimes just as important as engine power. A seemingly harmless decision turned the workday into a nightmare. The John Deere 9200 became increasingly stuck in the mud, while repeated attempts at self-rescue failed. After hours of tension, the arrival of a professional rescue team brought what everyone had been waiting for, a successful and relieved rescue. The Timberjack 240 excavator is stuck deep in the mud. The thick layer of mud has weakened the pulling power of this heavy forestry machine. A moment that left viewers breathless. The LTM 1200 crane overturned in the Dead Sea area, but fortunately no one was injured. More concerning was that people were standing directly beneath the suspended load where even a minor incident could have had serious consequences. rescue of the dump truck went very well until not all tree stumps are easy to remove, but with the Landini Legend 165 tie and the Cavasepi Elitari system, deep-rooted stumps are quickly pulled up, saving considerable time and effort. Forestry has never been an easy job. Mud, melting snow, and trucks carrying tens of timber make each journey a real challenge for both the machinery and the operators. What happened?
Yeah, well, that was her first day of harvest today. Wow.
Nature always presents harsh challenges. With a sinking roadbed and makeshift wooden reinforcements, the forestry vehicle had to navigate one of the most difficult sections of the journey. Challenging, the Mahindra Arjun Novo 655 Di4WD tows a heavy trailer across muddy fields, where even a small mistake could cause the machine to lose control. Deep mud, slippery ground, and unpredictable weather make every hour of work in the fields a confrontation between machine power and harsh natural conditions. A breathtaking rescue operation in the deep lake. New Holland TD 110 and Beschak's 175 were trapped underwater. Amidst the intense pressure, the rescue team coordinated precisely, using specialized equipment to bring each heavy machine back to land. The forest conditions today were truly harsh. The MTZ 892 was deeply embedded under its heavy load, forcing the Kockums operating team to coordinate precisely to bring the machine back to solid ground. Unfortunately, the MTZ misjudged the softness of the ground and quickly became stuck in deep mud. A routine job suddenly turned into a high-pressure rescue. Power always comes with pressure. While hauling massive logs across difficult terrain, the Fend had to operate under a very heavy load. Unsurprisingly, the engine began to show signs of overload. gave them the advantage. The truck was stuck at the edge of the road, forcing an excavator to be brought in to assist. A seemingly simple rescue operation, but one that required careful planning in every movement. Mud is challenging enough on its own. When there's a layer of slippery ice underneath, the situation becomes far more difficult. This is where the true power of the K700 is put to the test. Overconfidence sometimes comes at a price. The Ural 6X6 sank so deeply into the mud that even a Belarus 1221 couldn't pull it free. A powerful reminder that even the strongest machines have their limits when facing deep mud. Harvesting is never easy. In the middle of a waterlogged field, the New Holland CS6050 became trapped in deep mud, and a battle between traction, machine weight, and soft ground conditions began. Power alone isn't enough. To pull this tree stump out of the ground, the operator must combine proper technique with the pulling force of the Massey Ferguson 265. Even a small mistake can turn all that effort into nothing. Are on the recovery cable stretched to its limit. Every move of the excavator must be carefully calculated as the tanker truck, stranded on the edge of a steep embankment, waits to be pulled to safety. Muddy terrain doesn't care how powerful the machine is. Just one inexperienced decision, and the heavy trailers behind can quickly become a huge burden.
Сейчас самое интересное — качели, блин.
The wheels have almost disappeared into the thick mud. The John Deere 1110D is fighting for every yard as it hauls heavy logs out of the muddy forest. A true test of both the machine and the operator. The pressure is obvious just from watching. The T-35 bulldozer is slowly climbing onto the transport trailer as everyone watches its every move. With tens of tons of steel on a narrow ramp, even the slightest mistake could lead to a serious accident. The John Deere CH570 is a purpose-built machine for large-scale sugarcane harvesting. Its powerful cutting system allows entire rows of cane to disappear in a single pass, while maintaining consistent harvesting speed and crop quality. Working alongside Ace Haul-Out's transport wagons, the harvested cane is continuously moved out of the field, minimizing downtime and maximizing seasonal productivity.
Ya lo sacaron ahí de este. Ahí va, enhorabuena. No, amigos, esto es todo. Ya salió el camión, ya salió este camioncito y que se va rumbo.
The mud had a firm grip on the Belarus MTZ 892 inches the middle of the winter forest. Its wheels spun helplessly, and the recovery effort truly began only when the MTZ 1025 arrived to pull its fellow tractor out of the deep, muddy trap. Have you ever seen frozen ground still sink like this? What do you think would help the MTZ 82 get free faster? Should they use chains or reduce the straw load from the start? You can almost feel the operator's frustration. The John Deere 1110E was built for the toughest jobs in the forest, but today, the terrain has the upper hand. The load behind is simply too heavy. The front of the tractor lifts off the ground as it climbs the hill. Even so, the machine keeps moving forward, using every ounce of traction to pull the load through the challenging forest road. Prolonged heavy rains have turned many cornfields into vast mud pits. Despite the extremely challenging harvest conditions, the Claas Jaguar 870 Greeneye continues cutting and chopping corn, while the Claas Xerion 3300 Track VC and New Holland T 7070 Blue Power haul the crop out of the field. Every load becomes a test of traction against the ever-deepening mud. Stuck deep in the field after days of wet condition, now a Fendt tractor and an excavator are working together on the recovery. The tow line is stretched to its limit, but victory will go to the side with enough traction and pulling power to overcome the deep mud below. The field is underwater. The harvest continues. Across the flooded cornfields of Marais Poitevin, the Claas Lexion 8600 TerraTrack keeps moving forward row by row. Its tracked undercarriage provides the traction needed on waterlogged ground, while the header steadily consumes the final rows of corn. The conditions are harsh, but the crop cannot wait. A trailer is stranded in deep mud. Just minutes later, several tractors arrive to assist with the recovery. Thanks to the coordinated effort of the machines, the trailer is finally pulled back onto solid ground.
Ahí, kayak.
Once again, the Belarus 1221 shows why it is so highly regarded in the field. When the T40 became stuck in deep mud, the Belarus 1221 quickly took on the recovery job. Its steady pulling power and strong traction helped make the rescue far smoother than expected. The beast of pulling power meets its match. Despite its immense power and considerable weight, the Massey Ferguson struggles as its wheels sink deep into the muddy ground after the harvest. There is no room for error. In the damp, muddy forest, the Belarus MTZ 1025 struggles to pull its payload. Just one wheel losing traction could leave the entire machine stuck in the mud and snow. Stuck in the middle of the field, the John Deere combine harvester had sunk into soft ground and was unable to free itself. A powerful John Deere tractor was immediately dispatched to assist, beginning a tense rescue operation. One T150 was stuck, but the rescue quickly became complicated when several other vehicles also lost traction on the soft mud. In the middle of the muddy field, 3 T150S and a Kirovets had to work together in a tense battle against the mud. This is a job where mistakes are no excuse. Amidst the damp forest and deep mud trenches, the Valmet 840.3 must carry a heavy load on slippery ground. Every maneuver demonstrates the experience and skill of the operator. The mud was getting deeper and deeper. The Swaraj 744 struggled with its heavy load while trying to tow the John Deere 5050D stuck in the field. After many attempts and considerable stress, the rescue was finally successful, much to everyone's joy. Mud turned the road into a real challenge, yet the Case IH kept moving forward, slowly pulling a heavy load behind it. Every yard gained was a testament to both raw power and operator experience. Mud swallows every machine. Skill is what makes the difference. If your tractor got stuck in a sea of mud, could you get it back out? Comment shown if you're ready to watch some of the most impressive tractor recovery moments in this video. Rough terrain. The MTZ is stuck deep in a muddy forest, while a support vehicle is brought in to pull it free. It's a familiar sight in forestry operations, where mud is often the toughest obstacle any machine has to overcome. The wheels spin wildly in the deep mud. This year's rice harvest in Corrientes feels like a battle against the mud. Persistent rains have turned entire fields into massive swamps, causing grain carts and transport vehicles to sink deep into the soft ground. Every load leaving the field becomes a test of traction, power, and determination. You can almost feel the operator's frustration. The John Deere 1110E was built for the toughest jobs in the forest, but today, the terrain has the upper hand. The 2021 wheat harvest in the Lesser Poland region was unexpectedly interrupted when a Claas Dominator 86 became stuck in the field. A Fend 720 Vario was brought in to assist with the recovery operation. The tow cable was stretched to its limit, and after just a few minutes of coordinated effort, the combine slowly began moving again, pulling free from the soft ground. Mud swallows the trail. The Cat 525 pushes through a flooded forest road under extremely challenging conditions. Its wheels churn through deep mud while the front grapple stands ready to handle freshly harvested logs. Every yard traveled is a battle between heavy loads, muddy terrain, and the pulling power of this forestry workhorse. Wheat harvesting in Ireland is demanding work and comes with significant risks. The machines must operate on soft, waterlogged ground that can give way at any moment. A single mistake can leave a vehicle deeply stuck in the peat or stranded in the middle of a vast harvesting area. Mud cakes every tire. Every yard forward becomes more difficult than the last, but the harvest must go on. The John Deere is using every bit of traction it can find to bring the final rows of corn out of the field. The load behind is simply too heavy. The front of the tractor lifts off the ground as it climbs the hill. Even so, the machine keeps moving forward, using every ounce of traction to pull the load through the challenging forest road. The John Deere 1075 has sunk so deep that it has lost almost all traction. To avoid overloading a single recovery vehicle, 2 tractors are brought in to work together. More pulling power, better load distribution, a greater chance of getting the machine out of the mud. Have you ever seen frozen ground still sink like this? What do you think would help the MTZ-82 get free faster? Should they use chains or reduce the straw load from the start? The field has become extremely soft after days of wet weather. The New Holland TC56 keeps sinking into the deep mud, turning every yard of progress into a challenge for the operator. Prolonged heavy rains have turned many cornfields into vast mud pits. Despite the extremely challenging harvest conditions, the Claas Jaguar 870 Greeneye continues cutting and chopping corn, while the Claas Xerion 3300 Track VC and New Holland T7070 Blue Power haul the crop out of the field. Every load becomes a test of traction against the ever-deepening mud. Even machines built for deep forest operations have their limits. When a logging machine sinks deep into a swamp, the entire job comes to a standstill. The recovery operation begins with a single objective: get the machine back in service as quickly as possible. Stuck deep in the field after days of wet condition, now a Fendt tractor and an excavator are working together on the recovery. The tow line is stretched to its limit, but victory will go to the side with enough traction and pulling power to overcome the deep mud below. The heavy load and rough terrain cause the front of the machine to lift off the ground, but the job doesn't slow down. After just a few minutes of repositioning and adjusting the pull, the heavy logs are successfully moved onto level ground. The field is underwater. The harvest continues. Across the flooded cornfields of Marais Poitevin, the Claas Lexion 8600 TerraTrack keeps moving forward row by row. Its tracked undercarriage provides the traction needed on waterlogged ground, while the header steadily consumes the final rows of corn. The conditions are harsh, but the crop cannot wait. One stuck Kubota is already a problem, but even the Massey Ferguson brought in to help can't pull it free from the deep mud. When the field loses all traction, engine power alone is no longer enough.
Yavaş yavaş.
hit the like button if you're impressed by the power and off-road capability of these machines. A trailer is stranded in deep mud. Just minutes later, several tractors arrive to assist with the recovery. Thanks to the coordinated effort of the machines, the trailer is finally pulled back onto solid ground. Trees are brought down. The trail gradually opens up. Heavy cable reels are hauled across steep terrain and dense forest. The work is demanding, but every step helps build the road and infrastructure ahead.
Now he's almost right back on the original trail.
Heavy rains have turned the cornfield into a sea of mud. Even so, the Zandman contracting harvest team keeps the operation moving. The electric-powered DEDUA forage wagons continuously receive chopped corn from the forage harvester and haul it across the soft ground, where every yard traveled is a test of traction and machine performance. Once again, the Belarus 1221 shows why it is so highly regarded in the field. When the T-40 became stuck in deep mud, the Belarus 1221 quickly took on the recovery job. Its steady pulling power and strong traction helped make the rescue far smoother than expected. One wrong decision was all it took to make things complicated. While trying to reach the unloading area, the tractor sank deep into the soft mud near the farm. What should have been a quick job now turns into a recovery operation. Even forestry tracks have their limits. The deep mud has trapped the Logset 6F in the middle of the log yard. Every push of the throttle only drives the machine deeper into the soft ground. Heavy load, ground too soft. The Case IH Quadtrack has sunk deep into the mud, while its tracks keep spinning without moving the machine forward even a single yard. Sometimes the solution isn't more engine power. A log is placed directly in the path of the wheels to improve traction and prevent them from digging deeper into the mud. Simple techniques like this often make the difference between failure and a successful recovery. It looked like nothing more than a shallow crossing, but the MTZ-82 quickly sank and became stuck in the middle of the pond. Now the goal is no longer to cross the water, it's to get the machine back onto solid ground. Machine power is only part of the job. What matters even more is the ability to stay calm, assess the situation, and choose the most effective solution as conditions constantly change. That's the secret to producing high-quality tulip bulbs, 10-12 centimeters, the ideal size for export. And, in the summer, when the leaves turn yellow, high-capacity root digging machines start working. The blade system lifts the soil layer to a depth of approximately 20 centimeters. The system includes a vibrating conveyor belt to separate the soil, compressed air to clean away sand and dust, and optical sensors to sort the tubers by size before they are transferred to cold storage. The John Deere 8370 RT tractor, upgraded with the Trimble GPS RTK system, ensures absolute precision during planting. A specialized 5-6-inch tulip planting tool is used to plant the bulbs evenly and precisely. The double grid system ensures the bulbs are placed at a depth of 5.91 inches, protecting them from frost and maintaining the necessary moisture. The spacing between the bulbs, ranging from 3.94 to 7.87 inches, After harvesting, the tulip bulbs are put into the production line. Cleaning, drying, sorting, fungal disease treatment, cold storage. Soil, sand, and excess peel are gently removed to avoid scratching the surface of the tubers. Next, the tubers are sorted by size, disinfected to prevent mold growth, and then placed in a cold storage facility with controlled temperature and humidity before being stored. Packaging, shipping, and exporting to markets around the globe. Leaving behind the vibrant tulip fields, it's now time to enter the world of giant machines. An unexpected incident The trailer loaded with wheat suffered a wheel failure, forcing 4 heavy-duty tractors to work simultaneously to pull the enormous load through the ordeal.
Buna şükür diyelim. Lastikçi de geldi yeni alsın.
In addition, the John Deere 6150R, equipped with the Susi track system, operates stably on soft terrain, working seamlessly with the Ferrari Multipla to efficiently plant and manage grass. Fast, smooth, and with impressive performance. Powerful traction, superior grip. The John Deere 6R215 on the Susi Trax tracked system, in conjunction with the Kverneland LO6 blade excavator, turns over each layer of soil evenly and precisely. Moving steadily across the challenging terrain, the machine creates beautiful furrows, ready for the new planting season. The power is overwhelming. The Case IH Quadtrac 530 STX, combined with the Gregoire Besson 2.0 furrow plow, creates one of the largest tillage systems in eastern Poland. With the ability to plow hundreds of hectares in a single day, this is a symbol of efficiency, durability, and the ultimate scale of agricultural mechanization. Impressive from the very first glance, Tumosan offers a robust feel, stable operation, and reliable performance in a wide range of working conditions. Durable for heavy-duty work, flexible in operation. This is a worthwhile option for farmers to consider when looking for a suitable tractor. Enormous scale. Performance is on a different level. The John Deere X9 1100 Nexet and Class Lexion 8900 all entered the rapeseed field simultaneously, creating a breathtaking harvest spectacle. The ultra-wide harvesting head, impressive processing speed, and continuous operation capability transform vast fields into modern, mechanized work sites. The worker is directly testing the durability of the tractor on dry, hard ground, assessing its pulling power, stability, and ability to operate under high pressure. The machine demonstrated strength, durability, and reliability for strenuous work in the fields. Immense power. The New Holland CR11, combined with the McDon FlexDraper Extra Wide Harvester and the New Holland T8 435 Genesis, creates a fast, smooth, and highly efficient wheat harvesting process. Large areas are processed in a short time, clearly demonstrating the level of modern agricultural mechanization. Subscribe to the channel now so you don't miss out on the latest modern agricultural machinery and breathtaking operational demonstrations in our upcoming videos. Everything was going according to plan, until the second tractor also got stuck in the mud, a situation no operator wants to see in the field.
Was ist das denn jetzt? Habt ihr beide die gleichen Handys? Oh! Hey, der guckt gleich.
The forest road was flooded, mud covered the path. The Valtra continued to haul heavy logs through the logging area, utilizing its traction and grip to move in conditions where many other vehicles had to stop. Each beetroot is pulled up from the ground. The Holmer Terra Fellis 3 simultaneously performs the pulling, cleaning, and collecting processes right in the field. A conveyor system continuously removes soil and transports the beets into the storage compartment, helping to maintain high yields throughout the harvest season. The high-speed rotating blades plunge straight into the rows of trees. In just seconds, the old coffee trees are cut down, paving the way for replanting and upgrading the plantation in subsequent production seasons. Tons of wheat are collected every hour. The New Holland CR9 90 Revelation glides across the golden fields, devouring each row of plants in front of the harvester. The grain is separated, quickly collected and ready for transport, transforming the harvest into an efficient and continuous mechanized process. Fast harvesting, consistent quality. The John Deere CP 690 harvests Pima cotton with a nearly fully automated process. The cotton is separated from the plant, cleaned, and compressed into bales right on the machine, saving time and significantly reducing labor costs. Compact yet powerful. The Kubota M9000 540 easily pulls plows, seeders, and many other agricultural tools. Its versatile operation and powerful hydraulic lifting system make this machine a reliable assistant in every stage of production. Next, a true giant begins its work. The versatile 800, pulling the Rome plow, slowly tears through the hard soil, leaving behind deep, wide, and even furrows. The powerful traction allows the machine to efficiently handle uncultivated land or large-scale field improvement projects. Each one contributes to preparing the ground and creating a foundation for the next planting season. The entire tree trunk is swallowed up. It transforms them into wood chips. The Claas-Zerian 5000 and TP400 combination continuously shreds large logs, creating a uniform supply of raw materials for biomass production, fuel, or industrial processing. The grain harvest in Bulgaria is in full swing. The New Holland CR 980 and TX 66 are working simultaneously across vast fields, cutting, threshing, and cleaning the grain in a single pass. Rows of plants disappear before the cutting head, while the hopper quickly fills after each harvest cycle. Would you choose to bring this machine to your farm? Non-stop. The Ropa Tiger 6S and Panther 2S are harvesting sugar beets on an industrial scale, while the Ropa Mouse 6 continuously receives and loads produce onto transport vehicles. With extremely high productivity, the ability to work on large areas, and a modern automation system, these machines help speed up harvesting, reduce losses, and optimize efficiency during the season. This isn't just about mud, this is a battle of courage. If your tractor is stuck in muddy terrain with no way out, will you give up or fight to the end? Comment Hasson if you love dramatic and unexpected escapes from mud. Everything went according to plan. The tracks withstood immense pressure, allowing the New Holland to escape the mud without any damage. A single wheel broke, but that was enough to put the entire wheat convoy in a difficult situation. Several tractors were mobilized simultaneously to move the heavy trailer over the treacherous terrain.
Hop! Kola şok geliyor biliyor musun?
A challenging task indeed. The FAP 2026 is towing a truck carrying an excavator that is stuck behind it. Thanks to its powerful engine and robust construction, the machine continues to move steadily forward under demanding conditions. The battle with the mud began again. The Massey Ferguson was stuck in the soft ground, bringing work to a halt. After hours of persistent pulling, digging, and tactical adjustments, the machine finally freed itself from the mud. These watermelons couldn't be left behind. When the truck got stuck in the mud and lost its ability to move on its own, two tractors worked together to pull it out, creating a battle between traction, load, and challenging terrain. The beast of pulling power meets its match. Despite its immense power and considerable weight, the Massey Ferguson struggles as its wheels sink deep into the muddy ground after the harvest. Huge loads always come with risks. The IAL was carrying over 30 tons of sand, far exceeding ideal working conditions. Simply reducing the load might not have happened. There is no room for error. In the damp, muddy forest, the Belarus MTZ 1025 struggles to pull its payload. Just one wheel losing traction could leave the entire machine stuck in the mud and snow. The situation was getting worse. Each turn of the wheel only sent the New Holland CS 6050 deeper into the mud trap. Now, all hope rested on the Kubota M9000 540 trying to retrieve the machine from the enormous mud pit. The true power of the Duramax engine was demonstrated. The truck roared, unleashing all its torque to pull the stranded vehicle out of the deep snow. Sometimes, Just a powerful enough machine can completely change the situation. Things went awry. The John Deere 1110D was stuck deep in wet peat and was no longer able to free itself. The rescue operation required the deployment of both JCB JS-160 and Belarus 820 excavators, turning a normal workday into a costly and time-consuming, fuel-intensive ordeal. Stuck in the middle of the field, the John Deere combine harvester had sunk into soft ground and was unable to free itself. A powerful John Deere tractor was immediately dispatched to assist, beginning a tense rescue operation. This was no longer an ordinary mud puddle. The MTZ-82 was severely stuck in a thick black mud, where each turn of the wheels only made it sink deeper. Now, all hope rested on the rescue MTZ-1025. One T-150 was stuck, but the rescue quickly became complicated when several other vehicles also lost traction on the soft mud. In the middle of the muddy field, 3 T-150S and a Kirovets had to work together in a tense battle against the mud. It appears the MTZ-50 wasn't equipped with a mechanical differential lock, a feature extremely useful when working on slippery terrain. With this system, navigating the muddy section would likely have been much easier. Traction alone wasn't enough. When the John Deere got stuck in thick mud, the operator had to use mooring posts as anchors to generate additional traction, gradually guiding the machine out of the muddy trap. The situation is becoming extremely dangerous. The giant crane is stuck halfway up the steep slope, with the entire load concentrated on the lifting system. Even a minor malfunction could change everything in an instant. Nobody wants to see that happen. This is a job where mistakes are no excuse. Amidst the damp forest and deep mud trenches, the Valmet 840.3 must carry a heavy load on slippery ground. Every maneuver demonstrates the experience and skill of the operator. It's hard to believe the machine can still move. Amidst thick mud and deep swamps in the forest, The Valmet 840.3 continues to pull its heavy load forward thanks to the power of its engine and the experience of its operator. The mud was getting deeper and deeper. The Swaraj 744 struggled with its heavy load while trying to tow the John Deere 5050D stuck in the field. After many attempts and considerable stress, the rescue was finally successful, much to everyone's joy. Heavy load, muddy road. The John Deere 6930P had to pull trailers loaded with sugar beets across slippery terrain after the harvest. Despite its impressive power, the machine had to work at full capacity to avoid getting stuck in the mud. Heavy rain turned the field into a sea of mud. The New Holland CS6050 quickly sank deep into the soft ground in the middle of a wheat harvest, bringing operations to a halt. Now, the challenge is no longer about harvesting faster, it's about getting a machine weighing tens of tons out of the thick, sticky mud. Hit like if you want to keep watching the toughest challenges tractors face in extreme mud and off-road conditions. The true power of the K700 shines in the toughest jobs. With its massive pulling force and exceptional traction, this machine can rip large tree stumps straight out of the ground, making land clearing and site preparation faster, easier, and far more efficient. Mud doesn't just slow the job down. It can also push expensive machines to their limits, causing excessive strain and serious wear. This Timberjack 648 is a perfect example of just how challenging those conditions can be. Don't overlook this simple detail. Running the recovery cable through a tire can significantly reduce the risks during a recovery pull. If the cable snaps, the tire acts as a damper, helping absorb the energy and reducing the danger of a violent recoil. The mud turned the road into a real challenge. Despite towing a heavily loaded trailer and constantly fighting for traction, the John Deere 7720 kept pushing forward. The power and determination of this machine are truly impressive. This is no easy job. With the Dondi trenching attachment at the rear, the Zetor 16245 continuously cuts deep into the wet ground, creating massive streams of mud that are flung into the air with every meter it moves. The flaw lay in the trailer's design, causing the axles to collide when the load changed. The Weimer system, with its squirrel cage mechanism and advanced BB5 hydraulic assemblies, was created to overcome this very problem. But amidst the thick, viscous mud, all calculations proved futile. The machine was now trapped in a giant mud pit, and the battle to escape had only just begun. Now, the mud has brought even powerful machines to a halt. The Claas Axion is stuck deep in the damp grass, while support vehicles are being dispatched to the scene. In these conditions, traction is just as important as engine power. The scene of straw baling using the Case IH 1000, 455 and LB 434R balers creates a pure, resonant sound echoing across the field. All operations proceed smoothly under the control of Yannick Gierkens, highlighting the power and precision of modern agricultural technology. Unbelievable. The heavy logs were moved with centimeter-perfect precision. This skill is truly remarkable. Just as we were pulling our neighbor's MXM 140 out of the mud with our tractor, we discovered the ground underneath was as soft as porridge. Our Fast Track 3230 couldn't help due to a broken differential lock. Ultimately, we had to call in a JCB 535-95 wheel loader to rescue us. Leave a comment with the number 1 if you're also impressed by these powerful machines.
Next one.
Would you dare to put your trust in this car? The road is narrow, a deep ravine is right next to it, and traction is almost non-existent. Just one wrong decision could change everything. The ground conditions were worse than expected. The Komatsu quickly lost traction and got stuck in the muddy soil, turning a routine leveling job into a tense battle with the mire. There's no opponent more formidable than an inexperienced ally. He hurtled down the slope as if he were instructing a crash course on climbing a 4-5 degree incline. Unfortunately, the car wasn't registered to participate. This was a real challenge. The Ursus had to tow 2 heavy trailers through muddy terrain, where every turn of the wheels could turn into a struggle with the mud. The Hino was paying the price for its excessive load. The engine roared, black smoke billowed, and performance dropped noticeably as the vehicle struggled up the challenging slope. In the most challenging situations, the A65 Turbo has always been a reliable ally. With its powerful pulling capacity, this machine helped the logging truck navigate the treacherous terrain, allowing work to quickly resume. Don't let appearances fool you. This vehicle easily handles massive loads on challenging terrain, while also towing a broken-down truck behind it. The mud nearly swallowed the Logset 6F loaded with timber. With a load of over 14 tons and its wheels constantly sinking deeper, the machine had to exert all its strength to free itself from this natural trap. Besides that, the Ursus C330 only has 30 horsepower, but it can tow 2 heavily loaded trailers without any difficulty. A true tyrant in the potato field, making anyone who sees it nod in admiration. It seems Vladimir XT25 has finally met its match with these massive hay bales. Will it be able to overcome them? Specialized harvesting machines cut, chop, and load the raw materials directly onto transport vehicles in a single pass. The chopped corn is then transferred to silage pits or silos, where it is compacted to remove air and facilitate natural fermentation. This process helps preserve animal feed for months, while maintaining consistent nutritional content and quality for livestock throughout the winter. The excessive load made things difficult. The Kamaz 53215, loaded with grain, repeatedly lost traction on the soft ground and was unable to move on its own. Finally, an MTZ had to be brought in to tow the heavy vehicle to continue its journey. Oxy-E is an autonomous electric tractor equipped with a cable-guided steering system and intelligent positioning technology. The vehicle can move autonomously, avoid obstacles, and accurately perform tasks such as transporting seeds, supplies, or assisting with soil care without a driver. Autonomous movement, autonomous work, reduces labor, increases efficiency for modern agriculture. Seeds are collected in a single pass. The combination of the John Deere S770 and the Geringhoff Sunlight Horizon 30 harvester accelerates large-scale sunflower harvesting. The specialized cutting system gently separates the flower heads, reducing seed loss and maintaining a steady flow of material into the machine. Meanwhile, the John Deere S770 simultaneously performs threshing, cleaning, and seed collection, reducing labor, shortening harvesting time, and maximizing field productivity. Not only powerful, the John Deere 8RX 410 track tractor also pulls a 27 wide Côte Garant sludge tank. The machine spreads manure close to the ground, ensuring even and efficient distribution in the fields, contributing to increased crop yields in modern agriculture. Admire the sight of neatly packed round bales created by a tractor-assisted baler from New Holland, producing high-quality feed for dairy cows. The seamless coordination of machinery makes the work quick and efficient on the vast pastures. Unbelievable. The excavator exerted all its strength to pull the bus off the edge of the canal onto the snow-covered road. An impressive rescue where strength and skill made all the difference. It was breathtaking. The huge logging truck swayed precariously on the muddy ground, at times seemingly on the verge of losing control. But with experience and composure, the driver still managed to steer the vehicle through the dangerous stretch of road. Be amazed by the enormous Ortomec New Herbex 9200 corn salad harvester. With its impressive size and superior performance, it harvests large quantities of corn salad every day, maximizing efficiency for modern agriculture. The dismantling and installation of the Wienhoff sludge module took place in a large field. The fertilizer truck, equipped with a 32 square meters integrated sludge tank and a 14M extendable crane, was used for applying manure to winter wheat crops. The machinery also adjusted its direction of movement along the road to increase work efficiency. Inexperience. Loss of control. When these two things come together, what do you think happens next? Comment hashtag if you want to see some of the most unbelievable machinery disasters ever caught on camera. A tense incident occurred at the construction site on Monday evening. Maintaining balance on the boat is a real challenge. Just one small mistake can have big consequences. I'm glad everyone is safe. Precision and control in every slippery moment.
Молодчик.
Крутя.
Профессиональный водитель.
Может, это вылетное видео?
Snow and ice are not the limit. With its powerful drivetrain and superior traction, the off-road machine pulled two heavy CAM-AZ trucks through the brutal terrain and safely back on the road. Even a small mistake can cause millions of dollars in damage. The incident appears to have resulted from a coordination and observation error, with visibility between the devices being obstructed during operation.